Day 4, Video Journal. So recently I read this book called The Blue Zone, and it's really interesting. It looks at centurions, uh, and they look at like their lifestyle. They study all these different factors about them to see how these people in their hundreds are still just as happy, just as active as people who are much younger. And then they looked to find some of the commonalities that each one of these groups had. So, what they looked at is the Seventh day Adventists, um, people from Santorini, Italy. They had extreme. And then the third one, with the most high density of people who were centurions, is Okinawa. And some of the main things that they found within all of these groups is one, their diets were generally like calorically restricted, high vegetables. None of them really ate very much meat. That was considered something that um, was like once a month. And then if you're Seventh day Adventist, they don't eat meat at all. So something with diet, mostly vegetables, things they could farm or garden, and then obviously Whole Foods. They didn't really have very much money. It wasn't really something that was important to them, but they always had very strong community ties. So most of them, especially in Santorini, they would go and they would take care of the animals and they would have them graze. And when they would bring them back, they would all get together and they would have wine and they would laugh and have this great community structure. And even the elderly, especially the people who were getting older, were regarded with knowledge and actually still working and being very capable because they didn't believe that just kind of sitting back and being lazy watching daytime TV is really a way to live your life. So, some of the main things, I guess the four main things that I found that were really the biggest commonalities was family was huge, a sense of community. People who didn't have that, um, they just tended not to last as long. Um, they all had very active type of lives, lots of moving around, doing things. They all ate really healthy diets, things you could grow, lots of vegetables, things like that. And then they were just generally very hearty, happy people. So, for what that is worth, um, living a life with family and community is really, really important, and making that a priority. And live long and prosper. Day 4, Video Journal.